holding this session. I'm the chairman of the Republican Party in Eau Claire County. I'm a volunteer, and since February 11th or whatever, my volunteer part-time position has become a full-time unpaid job. There was a period of time when I think you and the others were in Illinois, and the Republicans were unreachable in Madison, that my phone was, I got a lot of phone calls from people who just wanted someone to talk to who was at least loosely connected to the process. So thank you for being here, being back in the district. You know, it's interesting, you mentioned that Quick Trip is looking for managers. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you today about. And I noticed in your budget proposal that one of the things you proposed to do is undo the combined reporting that's in the budget, that they would put that back in, basically forcing businesses to pay for combined reporting. And one of the Quick Trip is on a list of pro-Walker businesses that were put out by the UWEC staff to be boycotted. It's interesting, you know, maybe they won't need that many managers if the boycott's effective. It hasn't been so far, but and you know, I looked through when you returned to Madison. One of the things you were quoted as saying in the March 12th was, Senator Kathleen Vinehout said, consumer actions may be a better option than continuing the fight against the Republican budget proposals. Quote, people we're up against care about money and are very greedy, Vinehout said. Look at the companies and products these people manufacture. When I buy something, I make my vote no. And you were asked about this at a legislative breakfast that the Chamber of from Eau Claire put on a couple weeks ago. And you totally ignored the question, in my opinion. So my question to you is, based upon that statement, based upon a list here that includes Menards, which employs 4,800 people in Eau Claire County alone, and 43,000 people across the country. And I think you and I can both agree, anyone who knows anything about John Menard knows that the very last person who will lose their job at Menards Corporation will be named Menard. So 43,000 people will go before him. So my question is, oh, and also that, you know, he'd spend $200 to keep somebody from getting 100. So you're not going to bully this guy. So my question to you is, do you support the boycotts as advocated by the labor movement, including companies like the Coffee Grounds, which I know from fact the owner has never donated $1 to any political candidate. Not at all. His crime apparently was thinking the provision in the bill would be good for business. But do you or do you not support the boycotts as proposed?
Well, we're really here to talk about the budget, and I'd like to talk about the budget, Brian. And as I said at the Eau Claire Chamber, I explained that statement in great detail, and it's posted on the Channel 18 website, and you and anybody else is free to look at the interview. Quick Trip is a local company. I do support Quick Trip these days. I seem to be supporting Quick Trip every single day because I'm driving so much. So I obviously did not call for a boycott against Quick Trip. That question was taken out of context. It was in response to a larger question, which was, do I support a general strike?
Right.
I think that everyone, every day, makes a decision about whether they're going to spend their money. And you can call it a boycott or you can not call it a boycott, but I think that people make a decision based on how they feel about that company for a variety of reasons, whether or not they're going to support them. And, you know, Buy Wisconsin is a really great example of that. A lot of people do support local foods, and Buy Wisconsin helps develop that local infrastructure for those local foods. So, in that particular case, when you talk about that quote, what I was talking about were the very clear opponents to some of the things that I was advocating for, which were the Koch brothers. And that's not anybody anywhere close to Western Wisconsin.
So you are not in favor of the boycotts?
Well, as I said, I make my decision. Do I buy blotting paper towels? No, I don't.
But
you buy gasoline at Quick Trip? I do.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Do you encourage others to boycott?
I'd really rather keep this on the budget and not get back into a back-and-forth discussion.
Getting Wisconsin working again is absolutely a matter of keeping businesses open. Boycotts hurt businesses, we lose jobs, it definitely affects the budget. So that's why I asked the question.
I appreciate your opinion.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next we're going to